This special 2011 SEMA presentation is sponsored by Lincoln Electric, the welding experts.
My name is Pfaff, and this is the Imperial Speedster. This car started as a 1959 Imperial custom crowned sedan, as in 4-door. We took the car and we cut it in half 5 times. We shortened it a total of 51 inches in 5 different places, and then we cut it down the middle and narrowed it 8 inches, and then we cut the whole car horizontally and took out 3 inches of height. The car was built in my 2.5 car garage behind my house with the help of a whole bunch of real good buddies. It was a real true nature of hot rodding, a bunch of guys coming together, creating something that was a little bit beyond all of them, maybe beyond all their skill sets. Myself being a designer and kind of being the creative lead on the whole project, that we created something that none of us alone could have ever done, but all of us together did. Obviously, with such an undertaking, a major part of the project was the fabrication of the car itself, cutting it down, getting the proportions right, and welding it back together. Lincoln products that we used included the MIG pack, as well as the precision TIG, which was a key element of the whole build, as well as plasma cutter and their self-darkening welding helmets. The key enabler in doing this whole project was a jig that we welded the body to that telescoped an X and Y axis, so that as we cut the car apart, we could slide it together without it getting all out of whack. Then we measure for square and true. We could take our nice little air saw, make nice little cuts, which then made for very clean welds that we could hammer and dolly afterwards. We chose Lincoln products because they're the most well-respected in the industry and stand behind their product with support, technical help, and just build a very quality machine. And at every phase of the build, whether it was making the jig, whether it was welding the car back together, creating brackets, making tools that we actually used in the build of the car, Lincoln products were right there to help us out with that. Once we had the car reduced to a nice size that we were happy with, we then of course went about figuring out how big the chassis was going to be and packaging all the other elements. From there, a lot of body work, metal shaping, finishing the metal to get it down so that it didn't require a lot of body work. And being able to control heat and things like that with the Lincoln TIG really made that feasible. My inspiration from design comes from all different forms and all different areas of just experiencing life. Whether it's Raymond Loewy designed locomotives, or it could be something as simple as a tea kettle. Beautiful fine watches and the dials and how they're done can lead into how you design the faces of your gauges. So inspiration really is all around you every day. I think one of the key distinguishing factors for the design that I do is that I'm out in the garage, my own garage, building. And so when I create something, I think of it from the builder's point of view, not only the designer's point of view, but how is that to be built? Is it feasible? Is it attainable given either budget or time frame or even capabilities of the builder? So my own personal experiences in creating things like this really play right into that directly. From here on out, I really don't know where design or fabrication will take me. I have a couple of ideas brewing. They're on the back burner, but they'll probably move up to the front burner pretty soon. But I know no matter what it is that I do, Lincoln Electric will be a big part of that. I got into cars at a rather early age simply because my oldest brother, who was 20 years older, was deeply into cars, rebuilding stuff, doing engine swaps, and creating hot rods. He was always infuriating my father. And so it really came to one point where I started following in his footsteps a little bit. My dad said, you know, I want you to have nothing to do with cars. From that day forward, I think he's been my biggest fan and really a big supporter. So he's been very happy and proud with what I've done, and I always try to make him very proud.